Hello everybody and welcome back to Plot 97A. My name's Simon and I hope you're all really well. It's early morning, just gone 7 o'clock, and it's just such a delight to come down here in the mornings. It's just, I couldn't think of a better way to start your morning. Welcome to the tour everybody. What have I been getting up to over the last couple of weeks or 10 days or so? It's been quite productive, and it's so rewarding because it's something that's physical. You can actually see what you've been doing. It's so rewarding. So what I've done here for our beach hut, I've just put the canopy on, and I've had to invest in a couple of fence posts, but they weren't expensive. I think they were £7 each. So I've just put them in the ground, and they're not concreted. I've just put them in with a bit of hardcore and a bit of ballast, but they're super solid, and that gives us a lovely bit of shade, which we're kind of looking for sometimes down here when it gets so warm. And our table and chairs been donated to us, and they're absolutely brilliant. So Trev and June, thank you so much for them. Really, I really appreciate it. They're going to get used on a daily basis. But yeah, our canopy at the beach hut, I kind of wanted to, I'm going to go to town on it over the next couple of weeks, but I really wanted to get stuff in the ground. It's been so busy with other bits and pieces, so it's like have to prioritize things. And I'll show you where this is where I need all the shiplap which had rotten out, and I'll show you around the side here. So this all needs repairing, so I'm going to be doing that. Like I say, I'm going to be doing that, but we've got other priorities. Mind your ears everybody. If you... This is the magic elixir. So this is comfrey and nettles, and I've just been steeping it. It's been steeping for about a week or two, and that is going to be our feed, our tomato feed, and well, everything's going to get a feed with this. But I must warn you, it does get a little bit pongy, but it's just a superfood for our plants. So that globe artichokes. Now I think I've got the right amount in this pot, and I know they need to go into the ground, but they're looking super healthy. They're kind of doing okay in there, so I'm sticking with them. And our coriander, I'm going to let that go to seed, and I'm going to be obviously planting that in, so we're going to get some fresh coriander. And that's wild strawberries all romping away. Nice bit of mint. So kind of putting this over to a herb garden, I think. And we got gifted a bit of marjoram. We've done a swap for a couple of chilli plants, so we got some marjoram there, and 70p each from our very well used farm shop that we've got. And shout out to all our growers that supply us. And they were 70p each, and they're horseradish. So I've been told they get quite invasive, so I've just put them in a couple of pots. But yeah, been very busy. I love being productive, and because you can physically see what you've been doing. Our tomatoes, now I've spaced them all out to where I want them. Are they a little bit too close together, I wonder? But what I want to also do is put some chilies and some Romano peppers and a few other little bits and pieces in between them. So, but they've started to really stretch out now. So again, so satisfying, grown from seed. Very satisfied. And these are, I think they're the Romano peppers that are just bursting to get out of their trays. So this is a job that I'm going to be doing today. I've actually put one in yesterday, and you know, I'm a novice. I'm still a novice grower, so I watch and I absorb information from the real professionals. And I dug a hole, put a little bit of fish blood and bone in, not a lot, just a slight sprinkling, a little bit of compost from the bag, took the bottom 2 leaves off of the tomato, filled the hole with water, let that soak away, obviously put the compost over the top, and now I'm just going to let that, I'm not going to water it for, I mean, I think 10 days, something like that, and that's to get a nice healthy root system. So there's one, for example, that I planted, and I'm so excited to get all these in today. But our chilies have really started to fill their trays over the last 10 days really. The weather has been just perfect. Nice warm sunny days, and we had one day of rain. So it's absolutely just perfect growing conditions really, and you can really tell that things have started to take off. And I've got a couple of our melons, I'm going to be putting those in. Now I'd love to go with that nice string system, but genuinely I don't think our polytunnel's going to be strong enough. So I've put canes in, and I'm going to let the canes do the majority of the heavy lifting, and I will kind of string up to the polytunnel after. But yeah, the canes are really going to do the kind of the heavy work of this. But yeah, I'm just super happy. Just things, I've taken one of the limbs off from a Carolina Reaper, but she's still going, which is amazing. And these are our garden pearl. Now garden pearl are slightly different. These are what I believe are a bush tomato, so I haven't taken any of the limbs off at all of those, and they like it outdoors in pots because they're a bush, because they're more of a bush rather than a trailer. See, please excuse me, I might be getting it wrong on a few occasions, but now this, yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying something out. This is for our squashes, and I don't think I'm going to plant the pumpkins. I think I'm just going to go with squashes in this cage, and it's not an arch anymore, it's just a cage. But it's I've made some trays up because I know that when they do the runners, when they put the runners out, they do like to go into a little bit of soil to obviously get nutrients. But I've put all of the squashes out. They're the patty, these are patty pans, and they've absolutely started to really show. So I took them out of the greenhouse, put them in, and I've just popped those in. There's a couple of patty pans there, but I don't want to plant too much. The biggest mistake I made last year, I think, was putting them too close together. Now the weight of these trays as well, when you put the soil in, the whole structure was creaking, so it's all looking a little bit wonky. But I've just secured these trays with a little bit of timber, and this is just an old fence post that was going to go on the burning site, and I've just, as you can see, supported it with a little bit of board underneath all of those. So we're just giving it a go. I think because I am a new grower, you know, I am new to the game, I can kind of just try things out a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not the greatest construction, it doesn't look pleasing to the eye, but I'm kind of hoping, fingers crossed, once it gets kind of engulfed with our squashes, it might look quite nice. But all the squashes I've hardened off really nicely, and I've been busy. I've just, all the mulch is horse, we call it horse litter, but it's actually horse bedding, and it's full of obviously all the natural stuffs that horse produce, but we rot it down for 6 months. It's all been rotted down. We get literally tons of it delivered at one, you know, in one hit, and we always dig the bottom of the pile, so it's full of natural nutrients, and it's also just to keep the weeds down and to keep moisture in the soil. But yeah, I'm just quite conscious about how close I plant plant these. I don't want to go too close. I might actually take one of those out and have just two in the trays. But we're going to see how it goes. Like I say, you don't know until you try. And our Bolossi beans have all started to poke their heads up. You can see I did potentially plant them all too close, but I thought I'd put a few in, and I can always thin them out. What do you think? Do you think they're too close together? I don't know. I might do a little bit of succession planting as well with those, just to see. And unfortunately, well, the sweet peas aren't taking off, and I managed to 70p for a tub of those down at our little farm shop. Like I say, it's lovely to get concessions, and all the guys work. There's a couple of guys, shout out you guys, you know who you are. You work so hard to provide stuff for people that, you know, they've either failed. Talking about a failure, our pak choy has gone to seed. It started to go to seed, so I'm potentially going to be taking that out this week. It's been yeah, it's incredible how it's gone to seed. It's the same with my neighbour as well, and she's kind of scratching her head saying, well, could it be, well, it could be a number of things, but yeah, unfortunately that's going to make great compost, and the chickens will give some of the leaves to the chickens. And we had the paper strips of beetroot in here. Now, my first thought is, guys, please don't reinvent the wheel. You know, we've been sowing seeds for hundreds of years, doing it the old-fashioned way of digging a little trench, putting the seeds in, and it's worked. So I'm afraid these paper strips, which haven't worked in my opinion. But I've got some beetroot, and I've got some onions, and I've got some radishes that I'm going to be sticking in. So if our pak choy has to come out, I've already got something to go into them beds. And our sunflowers really started to perk up. So, and we haven't lost any at all. So, and we're at a stage now where, fingers crossed, we won't lose any. So happy about those. Again, all the way along, the dwarf ones have started to really perk up. The weather has been absolutely perfect, and I've got a couple of trays of the habanero, which is of course my personal favourite, and I'm going to be putting a few of these outside, so I've just put them here just to harden off. You can see the sun is just starting to poke its head up. I love the mornings, I must admit. I was down here yesterday evening as well, because it's I've kind of put a few hours in over the last few days. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And these are all going to the volunteers at the castle. And these are habaneros as well, but they're all overs, and yeah, I'd rather give them away to people that you know, just put them in the pots. And that's a couple of the ladies, all they're doing is putting them in the pots, putting them on their windowsills, and just having a go. Let's have a quick look in our greenhouse, or should we say our chilli house now. So chilies have really started to take off. They have loved these conditions, and I'm going to be planting most of these directly into the ground, but I'm not going to go too many. I'm not going to go as, you know, as mad as I did last year, because I think they need room to grow. But the ones that were in the, now what size pots are those? Are they 4-inch, 5-inch pots maybe? And these were our peach stripey. They've completely filled their pot up now with roots, and I put a couple into just 2 bigger pots, and I'm going to put 2 directly into the ground. I might keep this matting down and just cut a hole out and pop the chilli directly into the ground, and that's really just to retain the moisture, because it's, I'll say, it just gets so warm in here which is why I put this netting up, and that's just to take the real direct sunlight off of here, because it just gets so warm, potentially too warm. I don't know, it was kind of 38 in here the other day when I came in, so I'm leaving the doors open. And another melon I've just put into a pot, and I thought that would be nice just to train it in here, just to see how we go with it. And that's our gala melon. But all our chilies, you know, they really are starting to do something. And what I want them is to fill those little pots up. I'm going to transfer them once I've got the tomatoes out. That's freed up 20 odd pots, so I'm going to transfer them all into bigger pots. And we got gifted some habaneros as well, and I think they're sweet peppers they've been described as, so I'm hoping that maybe a bell pepper. And these are our onions, our radishes, and look, that now beetroot, they were planted from seed exactly the same time as I put those paper strips in, and yeah, very happy. And we've got a little bit of celeriac that I'm going to be picking those out and putting those into little pots as well. So very busy, very enjoyable. It's yeah, it's just a real pleasure to get involved with planting. I've been bitten by the, but I'm all in on planting. It really does lift the spirits, clears the mind, and just makes you feel, you know, seeing results just gives you a lift that, yeah, can't really be explained. Thank you all so much for the overwhelming response on the last video. That's it's just inspired me to produce more, and to just carry on doing what I'm doing. Thank you all so much to all our new subscribers, the people that have liked the videos, the comments. It just spurs me on, so I can't thank you enough. I really can't. I'm not going to be doing videos on how to put a polytunnel up, or how I'm doing the beach art. I'm not going to be doing those how-to videos. I'm just going to give you a tour of what's working, what's not working, and what I've been doing over the last, you know, 10 days, 2 weeks on the allotment, and how it's all getting on. So thank you all so much for watching. It just gives me a real boost. So thank you all for your support, guys. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's brilliant, isn't it? I absolutely love the mornings. Have a great gardening week, guys. Bye for now.